right, so I think the first thing I probably want to show you is Google Drive. So I will share my screen. So if you're sharing big files, Google Drive is really, really helpful because it's just a place where you can put big files and then you can share them and people can go ahead and access them from there, download it, and um, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, so I'll go to Google Drive. See, I think I might have to switch. Yeah, let me switch users. Okay, so there's a link. Let's see, maybe I should put this link. Oops. Okay, I'll put this link in the chat.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Okay, so I sent, this was in the posting on the AUUMM message, but you should be able to click on that and it should take you to that site. So do you want to go ahead and try that? So in the chat box, go ahead and click on it. I know that.
But it won't minimize. It's
Are you talking about minimizing your Zoom screen?
yeah.
You go to view and then sometimes it says exit full screen. Maybe that'll help.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, good idea. Good idea.
That
Yep.
is okay.
Okay. Yeah. So
Now,
mine. Okay. Did that work?
getting closer.
Okay. Yeah. If you're in full screen, if you hit escape.
Exit full screen.
Oh yeah.
It was exit. Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
Exit
Maybe it's Safari. Yep. Okay. View and exit full screen. Yep. Or the shortcut is there. So if you click on, this is the folder, and you can just click download, and it will give you the whole folder. You know, if you click on that folder, wherever your downloads is, you should be able to see these files there.
Uh-huh.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes?
Downloads. We're getting close.
Okay, the main reason why we're downloading these files is so you have something to work with. And do you all have some images you can work with? Just a few images? A few pictures? Any kind of pictures will work. Yeah. Chris, do you have some pictures you can?
Of course.
Okay. Okay, we're good. All right. So I was going to show you Pixabay, which is where I get my copyright-free images, but we don't have to do that. All right. So let's do let's get right into iMovie. So go ahead and start.
Where did you get your copyright-free pictures? What's the name of it?
Oh, it's Pixabay, and there's a number of sites. I like Pixabay. They seem to have good pictures.
Pixabay.
Yeah, let me put it right here. Pixabay.com.
Let me go to my.
Here it is. So I'll put it in the chat box too. Let's see.
Okay, great, thanks.
Pixabay.com.
Okay, so I'm opening iMovie right now.
Good. Okay, so now if you want to get images from here, you just have to do a search here. What I did was I looked for cherry blossoms, search, and there you go.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, they have beautiful pictures. So let's see, I'm going to double click on this. And you just want to check because sometimes the license may not be free for everything. Here, free for commercial use, that's the best one. So even if you're going to make money off this project, you can still use the photo and you don't have to put any attribution on it. But if you want to, it's nice to, and you can also, I think coffee means you can contribute to them so they can buy some coffee. So that's that. And then just, if you want to download an image, just click on the free download button. And usually this is just fine, 1920 by 1277. Of course, the bigger the file, the higher the resolution, but then it just takes up more space. And for a video that you're going to share, it doesn't really matter if you get the biggest one. This one seems just fine to me. 1920 by 1277. That's the kind of the default. So, and then just click download. And they may ask you to check a box to make sure you're not a bot. Fire up our iMovie. Okay, so go up to projects up here. Do you see where this is? Everybody got their projects? Click on that.
Projects. Click on that.
Okay. If you haven't saved the current project, you may have to rename it before it will let you go into the new projects.
Yeah, okay, so, all right, thank you. Okay, and then it says create new.
Yeah, so I'm gonna click on, this is one I already created, so hopefully this is what we will make. We'll put in our video file down here. That's our main storyline right here, and everything attaches to it. And then we will put in a soundtrack. So you might want to make a recording, a nicer quality recording. You don't have to, but often musicians might want to do that. And then you'll put that in and line up the sound so that it lines up with the video. And then we'll drop in a few pictures. And I also have oops, sorry, I put in some lyrics so you can see examples of how to put in lyrics. So iMovie is really nice. You can easily put lyrics as an overlay over your picture. You can also put a picture over your video. It's really nice. And you can put in these fade-ins and fade-outs. And you can put a title over your picture. So it's really quite powerful for making these kind of simple videos. A new project.
Got it.
Okay, and you want to make a movie.
Yes, I want to make a movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let me know when you've got your new project. For yours might be slightly different on mine. You go to My Media here.
Yeah, go to My Media.
Okay, and import media. You can either drag and drop in your files here. Just go to the, where your files are and just click and drag them over. Or you can go to import media, click on that.
Where did you find that?
Oh, so under My Media, if you click on My Media, there should be a little down arrow that says Import Media.
Okay. Hold on.
Okay. So once you're in your project, you go to My Media and click on the Import Media button. Okay, that will, you can either drag your files over to that space, but I find it easier just to go here to downloads and then just click on all the ones that you want to import. So I'm going to highlight all of these because I just want all the images and the lyrics and the movie and everything, and then hit return, and it will load it into your project. And then you'll see the movie and the images and the sound file, all this stuff. So, okay, so go ahead and try that. Okay, so if you already have clips in here, that's right, the big download arrow won't show up. So you have to go up to the top and you'll see this little download arrow up. Do you see that?
Yeah, I do see.
Okay, so click on that.
Okay, let me go back to my movie.
And that will take you to your computer, and then you browse through your folders to find your files. And that sometimes the trickiest thing is to remember where you put your files. And then you have to remember where you put your files, navigate there, and then just highlight the ones you want to download and click return. Or you can double click too. And to get out of the download window, just that little red button up here, just click that to get out of it.
But that was very cool that you said you could just hit that little red arrow and it gets you back to the beginning.
Yeah, because sometimes you'll think, oh, I want to download something, and then you get into the download window and you're like, no, I actually want to go back. And it took me a while to figure out how to get back. And it's just that red button right here to close to get back to your project. If you can just click on that video and drag it down, that'll be your main clip line. So everybody got that?
Drag it down to the bottom.
Just drag it down to the bottom window. So then the next thing you want to do, if you've got a video, what's really helpful is to put like a higher quality recording with it. And so this is the soundtrack, but it's pretty long. So you can either put the whole thing down there, but I'll drag it down here. You want to drag it underneath your video like that. But you can see from here, let me show you that. Let's see. This little arrow right here, this is really nice. It will either make your project more condensed or it will expand it. So I'm going to condense this so it's shorter so I can see it. You can see it's quite a long sound clip. So that's pretty long. So I'm going to delete that. So to deal with a clip, you want to click on it, and the yellow border will show that it's selected. So I'm going to delete that. Delete. And here I'm going to show you how to just select part of a sound file. So I just want the part towards the end where I'm singing. So I'll just take that left-hand corner and click and drag, and you can select what part you're going to put into your project. And then this little line here is where the play will start. So you can hit space and it will play the sound. Okay, so I want the part where I'm singing. Okay, so I start singing right there. So I'll bring it in a little bit before that, and then click and drag it down.
Oh,
and now only the part that is selected will be imported. So that's kind of nice. Okay, so you can see that it's off. So the softer part here is a little bit ahead of my nice track. So I'll just try to line it up. You should just be able to take your cursor and move it back and forth.
I mean, once you put a soundtrack thing in, that little white line will show up, and then you can move it back and forth.
Yes, even without the soundtrack in there. So let me take it out, and it should still be in there.
Oh, I see.
That just shows you where you are going to start playing your video. So if I put the line here and then I press the space bar, it'll start playing from there.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, sorry. Okay.
No, that's okay. So I'll go back up here and I'll get that selected part of the sound file and drag it down.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay, so
just one more quick question. So what is this blue thing that you have underneath of your photos?
That's the sound file that was picked up when I made the video. So
so that came with your video. I get it. Okay.
That's right. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to line up. Oops. I have to click it, and the whole thing has to be highlighted for me to move the whole thing. Oops. Sometimes it's a little hard, tricky. Okay. Ay. Oh, that's actually pretty close. And to fine tune it, again, this right here and the right hand part, this little arrow can help you to zoom in. So then and also lining up the sound waves really helps a lot. So you can see there's a little peak here and there's a little peak here. So if I line them up, that might be it. Yeah, that looks really good. Okay, that looks great. So once you've got it lined up, I would take down the volume for your the sound that you captured with your iPhone or camera phone, because usually the quality is not as good. And these separate sound files are usually ones where they have an external microphone. So I had one here for my vocals, and I had one for a special harp mic for my harp. And that's where this sound file came from. So of course the quality is much better, right? So some people are using USB mics where they can plug the microphone right into their computer. For me, I've got a separate sound setup. So I have this little device here that the sound goes into, and then it goes into my computer, and then I have a separate program. So yeah, different people are going to have different capabilities for recording sound.
Yeah.
Actually, iPhones and the camera phones now have really quite good audio quality. So you know, this step may not be necessary, but some musicians do have access to this kind of thing. So I just wanted to show you it in case you wanted to use it. One other thing I wanted to show you is, see this little green line here, that's where the soundtrack is connected to my main video file. And sometimes it's helpful to move that. So Option, Command, and click will replace that little anchor right there. So that's that. And you can raise the volume here and
You
lower
said
it.
option, command, click?
Option, Command, click. Yes, that's correct. And you can adjust the volume here, but I wouldn't, if you start to see it turning red, it means it's starting to distort. And so you don't want it to do that. So let's see, yeah, I might crank it up just a little bit, but it's really pretty good. Okay, so let me show you how to put in transitions. So how do you okay, so up here at the top, where your media is, if you go over to transitions, there's different ways for you to nicely transition into your movie. So cross dissolve here is this option here. This is a really good just all-purpose transition. So just click it and drag it down.
Okay.
And okay, so that was much nicer, wasn't it? Okay, yeah, it's really nice. And you can use different transitions too. So let me take that out. Let's see, there's all sorts of fancy ones, but you don't want to get too fancy because then it can be really distracting. So here's one. See that? Nice and very fancy. But I'll put the cross dissolve back in. Okay, and then you can also control where you want your video to start. So let's say I want it to start right where the singing is. Okay, so I want it to start there. So I'll go ahead and move my video over right to where it's going to start. Really nice. So you can edit the beginning and the ends of things. Okay, and the same thing at the end if you want to trim the end. So just go ahead and place your cursor where you want it to start playing. Okay, and then let's say I want to stop it right there. So I'll take the right part and just click and drag and trim. Oops. Yeah, click the sound file to get the whole thing and then just trim that in. And if you want to as well, oh, and let's add a transition there at the end. So transition, click, drag. And then you can also, there's on your soundtrack, this might be more than you need to know. Depends on how fancy you want to get, but you can fade the audio in. There's that little round button here. And if you drag it in, it will give you a fade in. So that's just kind of nice. Okay, so let me show you one more thing. I'll go back to my media, and you can add in pictures as the file is, as your video is playing, which can be quite nice. So I'll click on a picture and just click and drag it. And the trick is to put it on top. Some people will try to click it down too far, and then it will try to replace your video, and you don't want to do that. That'll mess up your timing. Just put it right on top. Okay, so that's really nice. And I'll just show you one more thing. just double click on your slide. And if you do that, it will give you this fade here. And I'm going to put let's see, I'll put 1.5 seconds and then just hit return. And then I'll show you the difference. So it fades in and out. So that's really nice. And another thing that's really useful is the cropping tool. So if you click on your picture up at the top, there's a crop button here. Just click crop. And Ken Burns means that it will start big and then will end small, or you can reverse it so it starts, you know, zoomed in and then it ends zoomed out. You can also crop to fill so that it gets as much of the picture as possible. And you can control how much of the picture you want to show. So okay, so let's go back to the Ken Burns. That's a really nice effect. So, oops, oh, I wonder why. Oh, I see. I think I put I think I put a Ken Burns on the video. Okay, I'm putting it back on the picture so I can show you. See, now it's moving a bit. Okay, so that might have been kind of a lot of stuff. Are there any questions? And do you want to give that a try? Just put something into your main storyline and then try to put an image on top of it and see if you can put in a transition and see if you can do the fade in and fade out for the pictures. Okay, let me start it again. Okay, so the last thing is to put an overlay of lyrics onto your video. So this is a really nice thing in iMovie. I like this centered. It's really basic. And like before, you just click it and drag it down to where you want your lyrics. So actually, I'll put it here first. So I'm going to put a title. So there it is. Now in your preview window, you can click on the part that you want. There's a title, and then there's Sakura. And you can put a subtitle in, which is kind of nice. Traditional Japanese music. In order to place the lyrics, it's a little bit more limited in iMovie. So it's centered, starts centered, and then you can use a space bar to put it down. But if you want it higher, you'll have to, oh, actually you can do this. Okay, you can kind of cheat. You can put in another thing here, title. Yeah, if for some reason you want it higher, you can add space into this format in order to move where your words are. But anyways, I'm going to take that out. Okay, so there's my title, and by default, it gives you a nice little fade in and fade out. If you want your title to be there longer or shorter, just click the right-hand side and you can make it shorter or longer. So I'll make it really short here. I place my play bar where I want it to play, and then I press space. So that it's really short. So just use your best judgment where to put it. And let's see, let's add some lyrics. So again, I'll put the title down here over my picture and add some lyrics. Let's see. So, there we go. Okay, so that's a basic way to put in lyrics in your video. It's really pretty nice. It's a nice overlay. Another thing you can do is you can put lyrics in to the video. Let's see, so let me just put it on top. See, I'm gonna crop it so that it fits, or it fills the screen. Let's see, but let me take off those white borders. So let me just trim it in a little bit. Okay. So that's one thing you can do. And again, you can put in a fade. So I'll put in a little fade. And somebody previously had asked me how to do a split screen, so you have lyrics on one side and then the picture on the other. So there is a way to do that in iMovie, and I'll just show it to you. The only thing is that it doesn't have a really nice fade in, fade out feature. So what it does is it slides it in and then it slides it out, which might be a little bit distracting, but I wanted to show it to you so at least you know that you have that option. So I'm going to crop it. Oops. Let's see. Okay, so I've got it here, so it's nice and skinny. And then if I double click on it, in the preview window, it will show you some different options for how to show your lyrics. So there's cutaway, and then there's split screen here. And you can slide it in, and I'll show you what it looks like. And then it will go out. There you go. So then you can play around with the cropping of it. Okay, so can you go ahead and I think that if you can just go ahead and practice putting in a title, and you can use different titles, but I really like the centered one because it's just really basic. And just try putting in a title or lyrics into your project. Yeah, so the question was how to get to the words here. So once you've got it highlighted in your preview window, just type and you can put in your new words. And same for the subtitle. Yeah, you have to play around with it to make it work out to make it look the way you want. So for me, I had to crop it in order to get the words to look the way I want it to.
All right.
So here I cropped it. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see. Maybe if oh yeah, there we go. Okay. So the split screen, basically it only shows the middle of your image on both sides. Okay, so are we ready to export our project? I'm going to go back to projects and just name it. So here we go, Sakura tutorial 2. Okay, I just did that because when you name it, I think you save your project under a certain name, and that's just really nice to do. Okay, so we want to export our movie so that we can share it with other people and put it up on the internet if we want to. So under File.
So how did you get to the thing to make a title for it? To say the name of it,
Go up to Projects, Return to Projects.
Yeah.
And if it hasn't been titled, then it will ask you for a title.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a little bit confusing. Like, it seems like that's the only way to save it is to go back to projects.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so now let's go up to File, and we'll go to Share. And I like to go to File, Share a File, because then it gives me control over the resolution that I save it at. So File. And you can actually rename your movie here if you want to, but I'll just keep it as tutorial 2. And then the resolution, the movie in my main track is 1080p, so I can't do anything higher than that, but I can make something lower. So 1080 is really good. I'd say 720 is the minimum resolution you want to use. It's okay, but 1080 is better. So if you've got enough hard drive space, I would recommend going to 1080. But actually, in the interest of time, I think I'll do a low resolution. Let's see how long that takes. Okay, and this will show you how big the estimated file will be. Then you click on Next.
Save.
Mm-hmm. And as I mentioned here under resolution, you can change the resolution that your file will be saved at. So if I went to 1080p, you might notice that the size of it will increase. So let's see if it changes from 75 megabytes. If I go to 1080p, yes, it will be 210.8 megabytes, much bigger.
Yeah.
Try that.
Yeah, so 1080 is a really nice resolution. And like I said before, 720 is kind of the minimum that you want for it to have a decent video. Okay, and then you just click Next to save it where you'd like to save it and try to remember where you saved it. Okay, so let's go over to YouTube.
Oh, mine's not ready yet, but go ahead. Let's go to YouTube.
What's that? Sorry. Okay, so over in YouTube, here we are in YouTube, and everybody has a YouTube channel if you have a Gmail account.
Yeah.
So up at the top right, it will show your little icon. It will show you where you're logged in as. And you can go to your channel. Okay, so here we go. And if you haven't set up your channel yet, all you have to do is create a video, and it will take you through a few steps, and just, fill that out. I think if you don't want your channel to have the name of your email address, I think you can have a brand account, but that's sort of fancy for a lot of people. But anyway, yeah, just fill out what they ask, answer a few questions, and it will set up your YouTube account. Now I'm going to create a video. So I will go up to the top right where there's a camera icon with a plus, and click on that. And I want to upload a video. So here, click on upload video. There we go. And it will shortly give you a window where you can click and drag or browse to your file. Okay, so here we go. Sakura tutorial, low res MP4 file. I'll click on that and I'll just drag it on over. And it's uploading. That's how you get a video onto YouTube. As simple as that. This link here is the link that you can copy the link address and you can just email that to people, and it's a really nice way to share videos. Okay, and you can go in here and you can edit the title the way you want it. You can give a description, tell what the video is about, and just go through the next questions. If it's not made for kids, just say no, go to next. And then you can, this part here, these are just kind of like fancier extra steps if you have a YouTube channel that you're trying to really develop. But I would just say, just skip those, just say next. And then here, you can make it either visible to everyone, which is public, which means they can search for your video, especially if you've got keywords associated with it, and they'll be able to find it. Unlisted means it's the next level of privacy. So only if you have the link, which is this here, can they see it. And they can't search for it with a search engine. So it's another nice level of privacy if you want to, preview a video with people before you make it publicly viewable. It's nice. And private is the highest level of privacy. So you can only, you can limit who can watch your video here only to people where you specify their email addresses. So that's also another level of privacy. It's really nice to know about. So I will make this unlisted and click save. And that's pretty much it. Oh, it's a really, yeah, it's a low resolution video. So I did it really fast. See, I will copy this link address. Close. Okay, so I'm going to go up to the browser window, type in the address for my video that I just uploaded and see what happens. There we go. It's on the internet. I guess I took that out. I was waiting for that. Oh well. Okay, so then your video's on YouTube. Isn't that great? And you can just share it with people. Okay, the last thing that I wanted to show you is what if you have something on your video that you want to take out, like there's an embarrassing moment and somebody, sorry. And let's say there's something embarrassing on your video, or you get a notice from YouTube and it says that your video contains copyrighted material and they want you to take it out. What do? You can go to the editor in YouTube. Actually, let me go to my channel. I'll show you where you can find it. So upper right hand corner where your little, what do they call these things?
Icon.
Yeah, the little icon of you is there. It takes you to your channel, and then if you go to your videos on the left hand side, or videos here, it should show you your videos. Okay, that's not, oh, here, YouTube Studio, this is what you want. Okay, YouTube Studio, well, it's just a nicer way of looking at your videos. It's more organized. Okay, so here I will click on videos. There we go, it gives you a listing of your videos. Now this one here, I'm going to want to, let's see, this here.
Oh, I see, edit.
Okay, yeah, so let me go back again. Oops. Okay, so the listing of your videos, and I just clicked on it, And in that window, it will allow me to go to the editor, which is right here. So click on editor. Okay, so now let's say we wanted to take something out of this video because there's a copyright issue or it's embarrassing, somebody objected. So we don't want to keep that in there. And let's see, this little, okay, yeah, let's take that part out where it just says new words. Okay, the blue word here, trim, click trim, and it will, let's see. Oh, you know what? Actually, sorry. The trim is for trimming off the beginning or the ending, which is very similar to iMovie. You just slide the end bars in or out if you want to trim those. But what I want to do is I want to split the clip here. So I click on split. And then where I want to take out that section, okay, I want all of that new words part to be out. So let's see, click and drag. Okay, I still got a little bit in there, so I'll trim out a little bit more. Or cut out a little more. There we go. Okay, so now we have cut out that part that we don't want in there. And then to save it, you have to click preview. And then up at the top, hit save. And you can save as a new file if you want to, or you can, yeah, save it. Save as new file. I think save as new file means that you can't undo this. Okay, so I'm going to click. Your video and some features will be copied. Oh, okay. So you're going to save a new video, and then I'm going to, you can delete the original video, which means that anything you cut out won't be there anymore. Okay, so I'll keep it as unlisted. I think that's right. I'll check on that. Save as new. Okay, and it will show you the name of it will be copy of your old file. And because I deleted the original file will be gone. So I know that was kind of fast, but are there any questions on that? Yeah, and you just have to be a little bit patient because it does take a while for YouTube to process your edited video, but you can see how convenient that can be. If you've got like a song or something that just they give you a copyright notice and they want you to take out that copyrighted thing, instead of taking the whole video down, you can just cut out that copyrighted section and it's fine then. So it's really nice for complying with the copyright.
Great. Well, I look forward to listening to your songs that you've done.
Oh, thank you. Okay, well, very nice to meet you and have you in the tutorial, and good luck. And I hope that you get more people connecting through making these creative music projects.
Great. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.